got away with it so far.
Welcome back to Sporf. My name is Will Brazier. Last week we were in London for the launch of the brand new England kit, thanks to the lovely people at Nike Football. And we got the chance to interview Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He was wearing the brand new England pre-match jersey, which you can get your hands on at the end of March. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe. Football, FIFA fans, give this one a big thumbs up. It really does help us out. And in the comments below, let us know who is going to win the World Cup in Russia. I'm going for Panama.
My first England call-up, I don't know who called me. I guess it would have been Roy Hodgson, or it might have come through like a sort of a third party, and someone at Arsenal would have told me I'm getting called up. So it was a big shock for me, and it was something that I wasn't expecting, especially as my first call-up was like the squad that was going to the Euros. So it wasn't like I was there for one of the pre-squads. I was straight into the Euro squad, so I wasn't expecting it, and it was obviously really exciting, quite nerve-wracking. But no, obviously I was delighted to have the opportunity and to get stuck in. And I remember going to Manchester. I think we met up in Manchester, and I was walking in and, you know, coming face to face with Stevie G and Frank Lampard and players like this for the first time. It was quite daunting, but no, it was obviously really exciting as well. The biggest thing when you come to any new team or you get your first England call up, it's not about the football, because you know you train every day with good players at that point anyway. So, and the football does it takes care of itself. It's more that, where do you sit at dinner? When am I allowed to go up and get my dinner? Where do I sit on the bus? What happens in the dressing room? It's the little behind the scenes things, you know, the things that people might not even expect. They're the most nerve-wracking things, you know. You don't know whether to get a bit of pasta and a bit of this, because you're looking over your shoulder at what Stevie G's eating. You might need to eat the same thing as him. So it's more those things. That was my most nerve-wracking experience, was dinner time. I sat next to Danny Welbeck at my first dinner, and he was quite boisterous. And straight away, you've got to figure out who the focal parts of the squad are, who are the characters, get close with them, and follow their lead. So Welbs was quite loud and bullish at dinner, so I thought, right, I need to get in with Welbs early. It was Wayne Rooney as well. They're all chatting. I think it was all the Man U boys at the time. So I just followed their lead, and it all went smoothly from then. It wasn't necessarily a thing where clubs would sit together and there'd be tables. I guess that just sort of happens naturally, because you'd have your best friends. Generally, a lot of your good friends would be from those teams, but there's a case where some of the lads that were from the same teams, might not have hung out so much. If someone like a senior player that's got a family and friends at Chelsea, and a young lad at Chelsea, their family life and their outside of football life would be different. So a young lad from Chelsea might know one of the young boys from United, from the under-21s, and then they'd be good friends. So it wasn't really a case of, and I've never seen it as clubs sit wherever. It can happen like that sometimes, but I think especially now in this squad, everyone interacts like really well, and everyone's friends with everyone from all clubs. There's no initiations, like there's no singing or anything like that. I don't like seeing that. It's a good bit of fun, but I've got away with it so far. No, I haven't. I was meant to do it the other day, but we didn't get round to it. Yeah, no, that'll be coming. But no, there's no real initiations at England with when you're new into the squad. It's just more about trying to get you as comfortable as possible, as quick as possible. Maybe that would have been good, because we had quite a lot of new boys this year, so it'd have been like a rendition of the X Factor this year at England camp if that was the case. At the moment, for me, it's the new Migos album right now. It's Migos. I listen to a lot of Migos. Obviously Drake's new song, God's Plan. I've rinsed that now already. There's no nice way to go out. I can remember the penalties. That was obviously it's anyone's. You never know who's going to win that on the time, and I haven't. That's the only sort of. Oh no, I've been on the end of 2 losing penalty shootouts. One in the cup at Arsenal, and obviously that one. It wasn't a nice feeling. obviously, but it's not nice to go out at any point in the tournament. I couldn't say which ones. They're both as bad as each other. You know, there's no nice way to lose. My dream sandwich. I used to love a little coronation chicken. My dream in a baguette. It has to be a baguette. I would love white, but my mum's moulded me to become a brown bread eater. It's more healthy, isn't it? So I'd go brown bread and with butter. I need the butter. It's obviously not too healthy, but it's what it is. Thank you. No problem.